I found my grandmother's diary from 1952. Last entry said she buried something evil in our backyard that must never be dug up. Yesterday, construction workers started breaking ground for our new pool. They stopped digging when they heard scratching sounds coming from below. In the mountains for peace and quiet. First night he heard scratching at his door. Massive claw marks appeared on the wood by morning. The scratching came back every night, getting more aggressive. On the fifth night, he looked through the window. A werewolf stood there, staring back. But here's the terrifying part. It wasn't trying to get in. It was warning him. Something worse was already inside his cabin. He turned around slowly. His basement door was wide open. Never to answer knocks after midnight. Last night, 3 sharp taps woke me at 3 a.m. I froze. Then I heard it. My own voice from outside whispering, "Come let me in." I live alone on the 7th floor. The knocking continued for hours, always my voice, always begging. When morning came, I found scratch marks on my window, deep ones. Something wearing my voice wanted inside, and it knew exactly what to say to make me open that door. I thought it was just the pipes. 3 slow taps from inside my closet. I live alone. I laughed it off until it happened again the next night. 3 taps, closer this time. Not wood on wood, more like fingernails dragging. I told myself not to open it. Final photo, completely black, except for 2 pale shapes inches from the camera, eyes, and then right behind me, 3 slow taps.
I work nights at a storage facility off the highway. It's usually just buzzing lights. Mara.
I was checking the baby monitor. The room was empty. Then I heard it. Whispers. Soft, almost singing my name. I froze, thought it was static, until the whispers moved. "Mom, come play." I ran upstairs. The crib was empty. The mobile was spinning, by itself. And the monitor was showing my bedroom. The voice said, "You shouldn't have looked. Watch till the end. You won't believe what happens." I turned around. My reflection was in the crib, smiling. And someone is watching you at 3:17 a.m. Every night, same time, I'd wake to breathing outside my window. Third floor apartment. Impossible. I set up a camera to catch proof. Watch till the end. The footage showed nothing outside, but when I reviewed it frame by frame, I saw myself standing at my own window, staring in, smiling.
Everyone said turning 18 felt magical. For me, it felt wrong. At exactly 12 a.m., my phone buzzed. A notification from an unknown contact. "You're free now." I laughed it off, probably a prank. But when I opened my front camera, my reflection was smiling, even though my face wasn't. Then my bedroom light flicked off. The mirror across the room fogged up, and words slowly appeared. I waited. My phone buzzed again. Another message. "You were never alone." The closet door creaked open. From inside, I heard my own voice whisper, "You made the wish, now switch with me." I ran to the mirror. This time, I wasn't in it. The girl staring back at me smiled wide and whispered, "Happy 18th birthday." The light snapped back on. Now I'm the one in the mirror, and she's living
I asked AI what would happen if I disappeared for exactly 24 hours, and the results are creepy. At hour 1, my friends are texting me, with unread messages piling up. By hour 6, someone is looking for me. At hour 12, the AI shows a strange clue, my hoodie on a bench and my phone glowing. By hour 18, something weird appears, a shadowy figure and glitchy AI distortion. At the 24-hour mark, the plot twists.
A young woman inherited an old Victorian house on the edge of town. The locals warned her about its dark past, but she ignored them. On the first night, she heard faint whispers coming from the walls, but every room was empty. As the days passed, she noticed objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing, and shadowy figures flitting across hallways. One night at exactly 3 a.m., she woke to see a pale face peering at her from the staircase. Frozen with fear, she tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. The lights flickered, and the whispers grew louder, chanting words she couldn't understand. She ran to the front door, only to find it locked from the inside. The next morning, she discovered old, dusty letters scattered across the floor, each describing a previous resident who had vanished without a trace. Realizing she was not alone, she understood that the house had been waiting for her, and that its whispers would never let her leave.
Working the night shift is tough, but what I saw one night completely shattered me. It was around 3 in the morning when my phone buzzed with a motion alert from my son's bedroom camera. I opened the app, and my heart just stopped. In the grainy night vision, I saw my wife and son standing side by side, staring directly into the lens. Their eyes were completely white, glowing in the dark. I frantically called my wife, my hands shaking. She picked up, her voice groggy. "What's wrong? You woke me up." My blood ran cold. "Where are you?" I asked. "I'm in bed, with our son," she whispered back. We were both silent for a moment. Then I heard her gasp. I refreshed the camera feed on my phone. They were still there, those two figures. And then, slowly, they both...
"Let me out?" The words were a whisper, yet they echoed colder than any draft. My heart pounded a frantic rhythm. The scratching intensified, desperate, clawing, right where my grandmother's room lay empty. I squeezed my eyes shut, wishing it was a dream. Then, a sudden, horrifying silence fell. The scratching stopped, the whispering ceased. My breath hitched. I slowly opened my eyes. The hallway was pitch black, darker than before. The door to my grandmother's room now stood ajar, a sliver of inky blackness visible. A faint groan broke the quiet. The hallway light flickered and died. In the utter darkness, a form began to coalesce in the open doorway of my grandmother's room. A taller, darker shadow against the night. It moved slowly, deliberately towards my door. I felt a cold pressure on the other side, pushing gently, insistently, as if inviting me to step out. The whispers returned, now right outside mine, swirling, beckoning. "You found me. Now you can never leave." My heart still pounded, but the fear, it was changing, melting into something else, something cold and ancient, yet oddly familiar. The whispers weren't just outside. They were inside my head, coalescing, becoming clearer. My whispers. The pressure on the door wasn't from a thing trying to get in, but from me trying to get out. The darkness in the hallway wasn't terrifying. It was home. My hand, no longer trembling, reached for the doorknob. The cold metal felt like a welcome embrace. I pushed the door open, stepping out of the room, leaving behind the girl who had been afraid. The hallway welcomed me into its vast, comforting shadow. As the door clicked shut behind me, the last thing I heard was the faint, sweet, terrible melody of the music box, playing just for me. "You found me," a voice echoed, now truly my own, a chilling whisper in the endless night. And now?
Ahead of you are doors. To the left, dark matte glass. To the right, a blue door with a porthole. Which door do you choose? If you choose the left, you find yourself in a giant archive. Endless shelves, narrow aisles, cold light. Somewhere, a page flips. Then footsteps. Not yours. The aisles shift. Lights go out in sections. Shadows flicker at the edge of your vision. If you stop, the passage behind you will close. And in the dark, you will hear breathing. By the end of the report, you find a folder. Your name is written on it. And the footsteps behind suddenly stop. Too close. If you choose the right, you are under a glass dome. Snow falls. The floor reflects everything around. Next to your footprints, others appear. Silhouettes stand in the blizzard. Turn away. They are closer. Sometimes the silence explodes with wind behind you. And if you look back, it disappears. But the footprints grow deeper. By the end, your reflection underfoot lags behind. And you realize the footsteps now sound exactly like yours.
If your childhood doll ever blinked when you weren't touching it, throw it away. Now, I'm not telling you this because I believe in ghosts. I'm telling you because my cousin Sarah is gone. When we were kids, Sarah had this porcelain doll named Lila. Pale face, cracked lips, eyes too real. The kind that followed you around the room. One night during a power outage, Sarah whispered to me, "Lila blinked." I laughed. Dolls don't blink. But then I saw it. The candle flickered, and Lila's glass eyes were looking at the ceiling. They were supposed to be facing forward. Sarah started talking to it after that, sitting on her bed, whispering, nodding, like someone was answering her back. Her mom tried to throw the doll away. The next morning, it was back on Sarah's pillow, smiling wider. A week later, Sarah stopped coming to school. Her parents said she was sick. I went to visit her. She wasn't in her bed. The doll was, propped up against her pillow. Its porcelain fingers were cracked, like something had been forcing them open and shut. And its eyes, they blinked, slowly. Behind me, I heard Sarah's voice whisper. She needed a body. I turned around. The door was locked from the outside, and the doll's head snapped toward me. Its lips.
The rain just won't stop. It's been beating against these old walls for hours. I don't know why I came back here to this house. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow dancing in the dim light feels like a warning. There's a mirror here, huge and ancient, covered in dust. I can barely make out my own face, but wait, something's not right. My reflection, it's slow, it's not keeping up with me. And behind me, in the glass, there's something else. A shape tall and dark, standing in the doorway. But when I turn around, there's nothing there, just the empty, decaying room. The whispers are getting louder now, coming from the mirror itself.
They say you can tell a lot about a man by his hands. Everyone trusted Elias, the old carpenter at the edge of town. His hands were steady. His work was perfect. Coffins, cabinets, cribs. He built them all. People noticed something strange, though. Every piece he made fit too well. No gaps, no adjustments, as if he already knew the exact measurements. One night, a boy went missing, then a woman, then the town priest. Weeks later, police finally broke into Elias's workshop. Inside, they found furniture, chairs, wardrobes, tables, lined up like a showroom. But when they cut one open, they found bones inside the wood, fused together, sanded smooth. A journal lay on his workbench. The last page read, "Wood rots, flesh screams, but bone lasts forever." Behind the officers, a floorboard creaked. Elias stepped out of the shadows, holding a measuring tape. He smiled and said, "Don't move. You're all ready." The officers reached for their guns. But Elias was faster. The workshop doors slammed shut on their own. Every nail on the wall began to rattle, twitching like insects. Elias whispered, "You shouldn't stand on unfinished floors." The ground collapsed. They fell into a hidden room beneath the workshop. Dozens of people nailed upright, their bodies locked into wooden frames, still breathing, still alive. Elias climbed down slowly, calm as ever. He adjusted a warped spine, hammered a knee straight. "Pain ruins the shape," he said gently. One officer begged, another screamed. Elias measured them both. Only one was taken upstairs. By morning, the police station received a gift. A perfect oak desk, freshly polished. When the chief leaned on it, he froze. Inside the wood, carved just beneath the surface, were fingernails scratching outward. That night, every piece of furniture in town began to creak. Beds tightened, chairs bent inward, closets closed themselves, and in the silence, people heard a familiar sound. Measuring tape sliding. Click. Because Elias was never caught. He didn't need to be. The town itself was finally finished.
Did you know a staircase once appeared overnight inside a government building that had no second floor? No blueprints mentioned it. No cameras caught it being built. Employees arrived to work and found 13 narrow steps leading straight into a concrete ceiling. The air around it felt colder. Sound didn't echo the same near it. Security tried to block it off.